The day after I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on. One thing, I had a very hard moment in that part of my life, but I assure you in that age, I could have put that clown in the first round, but I sold my soul, and I'm ashamed of it.
Made $170 million from this fight.
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
60 million households, Jake.
250 million people. Bro, that is so... It's all downhill from here.
No, for sure.
The Jake Paul-Anthony Joshua fight plays out.
I don't know. I want to make sure. I believe it once I see him in the ring.
If Paul starts his boxing career earlier, could Jake Paul have been a champion?
Is it possible?
The explosive conclusion felt unavoidable. Anthony Joshua didn't just defeat Jake Paul. He tore apart the myths surrounding him and exposed what many suspected all along. In the aftermath, Mike Tyson was left quietly signaling that spectacle had outweighed authenticity, and suddenly the sport's credibility seemed shaken beyond repair. It almost feels unbelievable, but to understand how it reached this point, you have to look closer. This wasn't simply a boxing match. It was a gradual unraveling that finally snapped the moment a legitimate heavyweight stepped in with a celebrity figure. And when genuine force collided with manufactured hype, the illusion collapsed instantly.
I'll tell y'all the truth. I told y'all. They made Mike Tyson retract his statement on Twitter. They made him rewrite a post on top of deleting a post. Yeah. I told you that fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was rigged. I told you that. I don't care what Mike Tyson is saying now. He have to do that to secure his money. He's still an investment for future exhibition.
Still can't get past the shot of Tyson at ringside as Joshua broke Paul down. It wasn't shock or pride on his face. It looked like realization mixed with regret. The kind that hits when someone else does what you chose not to. Deep down, Tyson knew he could have stopped Jake whenever he wanted, and everyone in that arena knew it too, even Jake. That's why Joshua's knockout matters so much. It proved the limits were never real, only the danger was. The second Paul went down in round 5, every past fight came under scrutiny, and the same question started echoing everywhere. Why didn't it happen before?
On a podcast one time, and he talked about it, he said, I don't want to do an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He said, I'm only doing real fights. And of course, I can't get up high in weight, but I'll fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at. But Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter.
Calling it a mismatch feels too neat. This was reality snapping back into place. Joshua didn't rush. He closed impatiently, like someone who already knew the outcome. By the 6th round, it wasn't just a punch. It was a statement that ended the illusion of legitimacy. Once injuries and surgery enter the conversation, the laughter fades. And when Eddie Hearn suggested AJ might have given Jake his last fight, it didn't sound like hype. It sounded final, a message that likely echoed louder than any punch.
With you, because when this fight was first announced, you had said something to the effect of this would end Jake Paul's career. After what you saw tonight, do you think that Jake should continue to box, or what do you think the future holds for him?
Yeah, no, I really take my hat off to. I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be,
now zoom back to Tyson, because
was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go.
He took responsibility.
It was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be.
Seeing Joshua dismantle it all creates an unavoidable contrast. One man followed the plan, the other ignored it. And history tends to remember the one who chose action over comfort, regardless of the paycheck. Call it conspiracy if you want. But Tyson himself left the door open when he admitted he barely remembers the fight and woke up questioning why he even did it. That doesn't sound like someone proud of a performance. It sounds like someone aware he compromised something meaningful. And regret like that doesn't fade. It grows. Here's what really matters. Joshua didn't need a speech afterward because the outcome spoke clearly enough, and his silence reinforced it. When no explanation is necessary, it's usually because the truth is sitting in plain view. And every influencer-turned-fighter watching that unfold felt the shift, whether they are willing to say it out loud or not.
Yeah, but it's not from like talking.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like, because you got
It's like a baseball in there.
two plates.
It just feels like
4 titanium plates.
4 titanium plates. How many do you have?
Just one.
It's the question no one is eager to ask because it shakes the foundation of the entire model. If a legitimate heavyweight can erase years of carefully built hype in just 6 rounds, then how stable was the structure to begin with? And if that thought makes you uneasy, it probably should. Because somewhere behind closed doors, people are working overtime to manage the fallout and control what this moment truly represents.
I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jacob doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
Seeing Tyson react to the broken jaw makes it clear, bones don't lie, and neither does regret. If he now admits money-influenced outcomes, countless past fights are suddenly under scrutiny, and boxing's trust is bleeding. Joshua's calm only amplified the impact, showing he wasn't chasing glory but correcting the system. And when corrections happen, the ripple doesn't stop. So the real question is, who's exposed next?
Boy fight, maybe we can have a rematch. He did well, but I want to try it again.
Is that something that you would be interested in terms of righting the wrong and knocking him out?
Yes, I would.
This didn't end with a highlight or a quote because the silence afterwards says more than words ever could. Behind the scenes, deals are quietly being rewritten, stories buried, and the fallout is still unfolding. Joshua didn't just win a fight. He reminded everyone that consequences exist, and when preparation finally meets promotion, the quiet always prevails over hype. The bout exposed how fragile the line between spectacle and real competition had become, showing that even legends like Tyson can get caught in the system, and that true experience, pain endured, lessons learned, cannot be faked. Every replay of the knockout hits harder, not for the punch itself, but for what it represents. A hard reminder that patience, skill, and authenticity outweigh branding and theatrics. This moment is rewriting how crossover fights are perceived, shifting respect toward those who earn it, and planting doubt that will linger in minds far longer than any injury. There's no tidy ending, only the sense that the sport has shifted, the aftershocks are still coming, and the next fault line could be even louder, messier, and less forgiving.